Hello, come on, Flamettes. Come on in the room. Welcome to Laugh and Learn. Welcome to Coffee Time, ladies and gentlemen, with Flame Monroe. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. It's coffee time. Where you at? What you doing? How you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good something, because it's good. I look good, I smell good, and I feel good, and I hope you feel the same. Welcome to Coffee Time, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, y'all. Come on. I ain't got my real glasses on, so let me get them close, because you know my blind ass can't see. Welcome to Coffee Time, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start off by saying welcome to everyone. Come on in. Let's get up to 100 at least. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Come on. Screenshot, screen record, screen save, because it will be one for the ages. Simply Fee, I will make you a moderator so we can get rid of the trolls as soon as possible. You are now my moderator, my dear. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Flamettes. I appreciate you guys coming in and joining me today for a conversation that must be had, needed to be had, and should have been had. But you know, hey, let me put on my glasses so I can see what the hell y'all saying to me. First of all, let me let you know that I'm taping off the iPhone. So please type in capital letters, because these old eyes just ain't what they used to be. Oh, I got a hair in my mouth. That's the second time today. Oh, y'all missed that. That was a joke. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me here at Coffee Time. It is a wonderful day, and you'll notice a lot going on in the world. It has been a lot going on with this week. You know, even with myself speaking up for someone who I thought just made a statement, and we are all allowed to have an opinion. We all do. We all have one. We all have opinions, and we all allowed to use our opinions. Hey, gossiping heifers, come on in, y'all. I see y'all. And it is just unfathomable to think that because in this day and age that you have an opinion about someone, that a whole group of people would just come on the attack for you. I'm not understanding it. Y'all help me make clarity out of it. And it is just mind-boggling to me, and I think it's just a younger demographic of people who claim that we are too old to learn, but actually you are too young to listen. We are not too old to learn. You guys are too young to listen and comprehend and understand that life is give and take. In order to get respect, you have to give respect. So I'm hoping that you guys are ready to come on here and be respectful. I'm bringing on a special guest in a little bit, and I hope you guys are respectful to my guests, or I will block you for generations. And you will never be able to apologize to come back. So if you're not ready to be on here and have a respectable conversation with my guests, remove yourself now. Push the X, use your nose, fingertips, elbows, your ass. I don't care what you use. But this might not be the page for you, because I'm not going to say what you want me to say. I've always spoken for Flame Monroe, and I will always speak for Flame Monroe. Yeah, so we're going to have a great conversation, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everyone is looking forward to this week. I have a birthday this week, but I will not be able to celebrate it at all because I will be working. I am recording an audiobook for some people, and yeah. Whew. No, Laugh and Learn is not going to be at 6 tonight. This is it. This is the Laugh and Learn and Coffee Time at the same time. So just be ready for it. It is... Yeah, we and that is so true. We are standing on the ones that came before us. The problem with this younger generation is that they believe everything that Google said. Let me tell you, like Google, the devil is a liar. Google is a liar. Google make up shit all the time. Google said I'm worth $750,000. Somebody got about $200,000 of my money for real. But I had the opportunity to speak this week. Let me know, Cammie, when our guest is here, because you know I'm blind as a bat. And type in capital letters, please. If you guys want me to respond to what you're saying to me, you have to make your letters big. I'm not going to think that you're yelling at me, but these old eyes and these glasses on this iPhone ain't helping. Make them big. I had an opportunity this week to speak up for a young woman who made a statement earlier this week, and just her opinion, saying that I don't believe changing your body parts makes you a woman, but I will respectfully call you whatever you want. Baby, she got in hot water, and I got in hotter water for just speaking up to say, I thought that that was fair. I thought that that was genuine. I thought it was honest. I thought it was her stating her opinion, which is something that we all have. And it was so respectfully said and so tastefully done that she said, but I will respectfully call you however you want to be called, which is what, as the older trans community, because they love to tell me I'm old, you bitches better get here because you probably won't, to tell me that I'm old, that we fought for that for years, to be respected as trans men and trans women respectfully. Because we used to be transvestites and drag queens and cross dressers and he, she's and woo woo woo. We were all of that. So now here we are in a place where now you can't even have an opinion. And what Macy Grace said was so real and genuine and heartfelt. And mind you, I believe that this woman has done 3 or 4 gay prides. She's always been an ally and fair across the board. But you younger generations don't want to hear that. So please join me today as I welcome my guest. I've never met her personally, but right is right and wrong is wrong. And when it's on the side of wrong, I'm going to stand up for it to make it right. My very special guest is here, and her name is the one and only Macy Gray. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to give my guest a big love and shout out and kudos and hey, and be respectful because I'm the nastiest bitch on the planet. So please be respectful. Well, hello, gorgeous.
Hey, how you doing?
Macy Gray, first of all, let me start off by saying thank you so much for just allowing me to have a conversation with you.
Oh, of course.
Secondly, I want to thank you. I watched you on the Today Show on Friday, and from the portion of my community, the LGBT community that was offended, because I wasn't, and so many people like me were not, but for the ones that were offended, thank you for apologizing to them, because hopefully it'll set everything right. So I just wanted to start out by saying that to you. I think that you're very grown. I think that you're respectable. I loved what you had to say, which is why I needed to speak out to let you know that there is someone in the community, not only myself, but a lot of people who heard you and heard you clearly when you said that because you change your body parts, I don't think that that makes you a woman, your opinion, but I will respectfully call you whatever you want. That was the greatest thing ever to me, Macy, because that's all we ever wanted was respect.
Right. Yeah, I think, you know, like I told everybody, my intention was never to hurt anybody. Like, I knew people would react, but I didn't expect, the backlash, and I wasn't doing it to hurt anyone's feelings or
Yeah.
like that. So, my daughter told me though, because we were talking, and she said, mom, they have this desire to be, another gender, and they go through the process, and that takes years, and it's a lot of money, and then here you come telling them that it's not good enough, and so that's when I kind of got like, what I said, what was hurtful, but I didn't mean it that way, of course.
Oh no. And as an older person, Macy, I heard you and I never heard hurt. I never heard malice. I never heard put down. I heard a woman giving her very valid opinion and at the same time saying that, but I will respectfully call you whatever you want. They missed all of that because this younger generation just does not listen to understand and comprehend. They just listen to hear trigger words to send them off. I didn't think that you were disrespectful at all. I also commended you for apologizing because I'm not apologizing. They just like they in your inbox. You have more to lose than me. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not a recording artist, but they can kiss my ass and they already know how I feel about the situation because what your daughter did is what they should have done. She sat down with you to explain it to you by having a conversation, not attacking you. This is how we're going to mend these fences, Miss Macy. We got to sit down and talk to each other, level-headed and hands flat on the table. And I applaud you. I applaud you because I know what kind of messages you got because you have no idea what the shit that I get. But I'm built for this. I'm part of the community even when they don't want me to be. Catch the titties.
Yeah, that's the key. We got to talk about it. A lot of people, most people don't understand that. So it's something that I think it's gonna be a lot of conversation, and I think that's when people, then they know what it's all about, and people can relate, and we can do stuff together.
Yeah, you know, Macy, if the younger generation of LGBT and mostly trans would sit down and have conversations with people as opposed to trying to use these big words and all these different terminologies to speak over the heterosexual community, as opposed to sitting down and speaking to you guys to say, hey, this is this, that is that, this is that. But that's not what they're doing. They're using all these big phrases and all this terminology. Listen, I'm part of the community, and I still don't know what non-binary, non-conforming means. I know male, female, and bisexual. That's all I know. That's all I know that you can be. If you can identify, and here's the problem that they miss, Macy. We live in a country where you can identify as whatever you want. You can live however you want to live freely. But in Iraq, Iran, in Dubai, you can't live as an open transgender person. They will kill you. They will mutilate you. But they take advantage of all the work that the elders have put in, myself included, to say, hey, we made it easier for y'all. But now you all are making it so different. What they're doing, in my eyes, is they're pushing the straight community so far away that they're never going to be able to come to the table to say, hey, let's fix this. I don't understand what it means. I don't get it. But Macy, I hate that they came after you like that. Haven't you done gay prides before?
Yeah, I'm like you. I've done a lot of gay prides. I've done the show. I've done that like 3 times.
Yeah.
I have no hang-ups about that. I do. I just think that yeah, like you said, I think if you kind of get into this whole let's cancel whoever says something, that the thing is, that might feel like a win, but 10 years from now, those people that you got canceled or whatever, they still don't understand what's right and what's wrong and what's cool, and they still don't have the what's the thing, like you guys aren't together yet. You're still both
Exactly. And Macy, I was on.
each other.
I was on the Breakfast Club 3 years ago, and I said that the world will not see us until we see ourselves. The community, the LGBT community, in my opinion, because it is my opinion, is so segregated and so divided. You know that we arguing over what's this and what's that and what identity you are, and when really it's so many other important things that we should be fighting for and marching for. Started when Roe versus Wade. When they took away women's rights, you had to know that trans women's rights was coming up next. They were going to. We can't have breast implants. We can't wear makeup. We can't. Now, I don't know if you see me on the other one because I don't look like this without my makeup on. I need my makeup.
No one does. I know. No, but the thing is, though, like, I didn't even. So when I said it in this. So just like a boy becomes a man, so a girl becomes a woman. I said it. What I meant was you have to mature to that part. You have to. It's like a graduation when you become a woman. Like you wouldn't call a 5-year-old little girl a woman.
Right.
She has parts, right? So that's actually what I was talking about. I was saying, women have and when I said, like I said, it's a vibe because it is. It's there's an energy when a woman's in the room. So I wasn't really excluding anyone except saying that you have to kind of earn that title. To call yourself a woman. That's like a milestone. It's like a bar mitzvah. You know what I mean? That's really what I was talking about. But it got all turned around.
And with the internet and clickbait and people hear what they want to hear. But I heard you, Macy, and I felt like you needed to know that you had an ally within the community that heard exactly what you said. I didn't hear hate. I'm telling you, I didn't hear malice. I didn't hear bitter. I didn't hear disgruntled. And I knew you had did a couple of gay prides. I'm like, this woman is an ally to the community, but y'all are taking this and making it something else. So I just felt like I needed to say something. I'm no big celebrity. I ain't no star or nothing. But I needed you to know that everybody in the community does not feel like this 8 or 9 disgruntled people feel, because they're just angry about anything. They wake up angry. And Angela Stanton King, who is also on this live right now looking at this, is the mother of a young transgender woman. And she had issues with her daughter because her daughter transitioned to become a girl. And she would say her son, but I'm just being respectful to her. And she sat and had they attacked this woman. They went after her, trying to tell her how to raise her kid and what she should say. We had a conversation just like you and I are having, and Angela has grown. She has sat down and realized that her daughter, her child, her love for her child is greater than her love for what she wanted her child to become. And that's all misunderstanding. It's just misunderstanding, Macy, and that's what it is. People have misunderstandings.
Yeah, it is a big misunderstanding. And I think I think people have questions. I think people are curious. I think people are fascinated. And I think you just have to be willing to understand that that's okay to like answer those questions, and it doesn't mean it doesn't always translate to hate. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Discrimination.
I just I didn't receive any of that. And when I watched you on the Today Show on Friday, I was like, I wonder, did her team put her up to this, or did she feel like she was put in a corner? Because I'm in that corner, but I made a conscious decision, Macy, that I'm going to look myself in the mirror and I'm going to love the flame that's looking back at me.
There you go. No, that's another thing. I was not bullied. I said I was listening to what I said. I didn't say anything.
You did not. You
I
did not.
didn't think. Oh, I said I'm a fan of the LGBT community, which was true. I've said that before this all happened. Um, I said I didn't want to hurt nobody. Everybody's all upset because I said woman is a vibe. Oh, woman is more than a vibe, but everybody has their own definition of what's what. Like,
Yeah.
you have your own, and I can sit down with you, and you might tell me something about women that I don't know. You know what I mean? So, that's all I was expressing, and I never said anything that I don't feel. I definitely felt bad about that anybody was hurt by it. And that's all I said. I didn't say nothing that wasn't coming from the heart.
You did not. And they changed the verbiage every other day, Macy, because now it's a woman is a social construct. Well, my mother's name is Valerie. I would never call my mother a fucking social construct. Her name is Valerie. So y'all and they keep losing sight to me over what is important. You did not learn how to be a female or a woman watching a man. As young trans people, as a young gay person, I watch women. I watch my aunties. I watch my grandmother, my mother. Even if I learned without knowing that I was studying, I was still studying inadvertently to become the girl that you see now by watching a woman. And respect is a two-way street. You have to give it to get it. They don't want to give respect to biological women. I don't say cis. I say biological because that's how I was raised. If you don't want to give respect to biological women, how the hell do you ever think that you're going to get respect not only from women but from society? And they don't want to hear that. I'm against the community. Girl, they have dubbed me the Candace Owens and the Clarence Thomas of the LGBT community.
That's harsh.
That don't mean it's harsh if it meant something. It means absolutely nothing to me. I invested in Moderna. Look, if they want to cancel me, I invested in Moderna when Corona first hit. I'm good, boo. I'm real good.
You're good. I get you. That's how you gotta be. No, I admire you for that. Because you got to, what you believe is what you believe. Nobody can change that.
Yeah.
You can learn a lot. But like I said, if there's a trans out there and in their mind they're a woman, a full on woman, just like I am, then I'm not gonna argue with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I hate that you had to experience this, but I love that we have had an opportunity to have a conversation getting with this, because people need to understand. And it's not back and forth, back and forth. It's sitting down and having a conversation. Tell me why you think this, and let me explain to you why I feel this. Just as nice and just as calm. That's the only way you're going to get. They keep sending, my community keeps sending the young, angry, disgruntled, troubled bitches who are not happy in their own personal life to attack everybody. That's why I wore my heart earrings, because I'm spreading love today, Miss Macy. I'm spreading love.
You look good, girl. You look good.
Let me tell you, I've been a fan of yours a long time. Now, I do love your music, but I love your acting. And let me tell you what's my favorite movie that you played in. I loved you in Lackawanna Blues with the late, great Michael K. Williams. Oh, my God, I loved you in that movie.
Thank you. No, that was a great experience, and I miss Michael. He was a cool dude. That was really unfortunate.
And the whole movie, all y'all did was screw and fight. Oh, my God, I love it. And stab each other. It was the best.
That is what it is. I don't know. I love it. We had such a good time on that set. I remember that. Gosh, that was so long ago.
What is your favorite movie? Because I know you from Training Day. I know you from that. I loved you in for Color Girls. Girl, I told everybody. I made a joke last week when they all went after y'all. I said y'all better leave Macy alone. Y'all know she do back alley abortions. You better stop.
I know. I should advertise my phone number. No, I loved it. No, that movie was cool. My favorite movie I did though probably was Idlewild, just because we had so much fun on the set.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's right. You're wearing that. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was. We just had so much fun. They moved us out to Wilmington, Delaware. We just partied and made a movie. It was the best.
Macy, I love your spirit. I love your tenacity. I love your voice when you sing. Oh my God. I this community right now, it's the younger generation, Macy, and it's not all of them. It's a few that are up in arms about any and everything, and they wake up angry. How the hell you wake up angry? But girl, I needed you to know that me and so many of my supporters, and even the ones in the LGBT community, heard exactly what you said. So that's why I had to go back to that, because people get in their feelings, and everybody is not built the same. You know, we had a trans woman with Dave Chappelle. Her name was Daphne. May she rest in peace. And all she spoke up for Dave and said that they went after Dave because they thought that he was transphobic. They love to use that word, transphobic. I wish they would spell the goddamn word, but they love to use that word. And she said that Dave was her friend. They went after her so hard, the LGBT community, and this woman killed herself. I ain't built like that. And thank God that you aren't either. But you never know what a person is going through, and they come at you so mean and so nasty and so hard, and you don't know where a person is at in their spirit. And people off themselves because of the bullying that they do. Because a lot of them have turned into bullies. They always say they're being bullied, but you have turned into exactly what you said somebody is doing to you.
Right. Yeah. No. That's a problem. That's something that, regardless of where somebody stands, when you come on, you start calling people names, and one person said, if I hope I see her with a knife or something, and then it just turns to like I said, now everybody's divided. Now
Yeah.
you don't have no chance
Yeah.
of ever having just everybody interacting and talking about it
Yeah.
openly. Because really, if someone doesn't understand, that's the person you want to talk. That's the person you want asking you questions. Because now they get it, right?
Yes.
And then they talk about it.
And fairness, Macy, is when I said that, because a biological woman and a trans woman, the only differences to me is more so than the sexual or gender, is the heart and mind. Women and men think very differently. Most trans girls that I know, most trans women that I know who have husbands or in relationships, they carry the title of the woman, but they are mostly the provider, the breadwinner, the hustler. It is different. When I was watching P-Valley last night, and the girl couldn't leave her abusive boyfriend because the battery was taken out the car. As a trans woman, we are some innovative bitches. I would have went and stole a battery, borrowed a battery, called a ride, because we don't get complacent like that, because our mind and heart is aligned still with men. And women's heart and mind stay in it for a long time. Women stay for so many different reasons: their children, their loyalty, their stature, the fact that they say they're married to their husbands. It's so many different reasons. And that's what I was meaning. I wasn't meaning that you guys act more feminine and we act more masculine. I mean that the strength of how a man deals with things is different from the strength of how a woman deals with things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, there's a perspective, there's conversations that it's different. So, but I think, and that's another. I will say this at the risk of upsetting everybody. I will say this to when you are kind of, people come after you for what you say, like what I said. It's double hard to take, because it's coming from men, even though trans, right?
Yes.
Like I said, it's coming to a woman. It's insulting because it's coming from someone who was born as a man.
Yeah.
Which matters, you know what I mean? So.
And Macy, they can get as mad as they want to, because here it is one more time. Identity is how you feel. Sexuality is your desire, and gender is a fact. You are born with a penis or a vagina. Period.
Totally. Totally. You know, Flame, listen, I could say, like, okay, I'm a curtain. I'm a curtain, and that's it. And you could be like, what, bitch? You know, but I say, I'm a curtain, and that's it. We're not gonna fight about it. That's what I know in my heart that I am, regardless of what you think or say. And that's what, we all need to graduate to, is to understand that nobody can define you and or tell you what you are. So, it's not. You lose a lot of time and a lot of progress trying to fight about it. Because you
Yeah.
already know what you are. And even if I say, Flame, um, you know, but you say no. This is what I am, and that's that. That's how you live. You live with what you know of yourself. Nobody can take that away from you,
Yeah.
regardless. You know what I mean?
And that is who you need to be the most comfortable with, Macy. Just like you said, when you look in the mirror and whatever you see looking back at you, if that's how you feel, live your life. You live in a country where you can live freely and truly right now, because they trying to change the laws every day. But you live in a country right now where you can be whatever. I could be a goddamn a bag of oatmeal. I can be a car. I identify as a sheep. But when you go to bed with somebody, it's as simple as this: do you want some penis or some vagina? Y'all make it difficult. It's only two things that you could want: some penis or some vagina. So identify as this bottle of water, but do this bottle of water want some penis or some vagina? You see how simple that is? They make it difficult. They make it difficult. I'm not gonna make it difficult. I'm gonna make it simple.
You need to run for president.
Girl, they might come up with my past. I got too much stuff in my past.
You should be fighting for president. I'm telling you.
I do a better job than these other ones we've been having lately.
Oh my God, girl, that's a whole nother book. Oh my God.
Cause at least I'm fair.
I know, but I always get like, they'll say, well, you voted for him, you know what I mean? But people forgot, like, whoever you voted for, we were like voting for not the other person. Nobody really, nobody was really rooting for either one of them. I wasn't. But it's just like, we just need somebody like that we can embrace and that gets it, and that's like somebody that we want to root for instead of root not to win. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I would save the country a lot of money too, Macy, because I would be the president and the first lady at the same time. Oh, baby, that's money. I save money. I save the country money.
Girl, I know. I just, as long as you just slip me some, I'm trying to get a little, I'm in my 50s now. I'm trying to get a little properly, push this up a little bit.
Oh, you want to get a little nip and tuck. Girl, I've been tucked and nipped for years.
How do you do it? All that fraud and embezzlement they do and stuff. As long as, you look out for me, and,
Ma-
and I'll look out, and I'll work on I'll be your chief of staff.
Oh, I take it, Miss Macy, because listen, you see the world. I want to ask you a question. I want you to be very honest with me, please. And this is not a deep question, but I want you to be transparent. When all the backlash came, Macy, did it hurt your feelings? Because you are a woman. You have feelings.
Well, some of the things people said, of course, people, like, they go right after your career and your looks. That's the first thing people do. So, of course, you're affected by when people insult you. That's why it's called an insult. But I knew that I didn't do anything wrong. I just didn't. Like I said, what I meant by it was totally different than what everybody took it to, this whole gender conversation. I
Yeah.
was just talking about womanhood. And then when we went on the Today Show, it was Hoda, and Hoda's super cool.
Yes, I like Hoda.
And I said what I felt. I said I didn't want to hurt nobody, but I definitely was offended by some of the comments. Some of them were pretty, extreme. Some people went a little far.
Oh yeah, girl, death threats and everything. I'm sure because I got some. Even when Dave Chappelle called me, he said, "I heard you got death threats. You lost jobs." I did. I have. I've lost jobs. I've got death threats towards me and my children. But I'm a gangster bitch. If you want it, please come and get it. Please come and get it. Cause when you trigger the nigga gonna show up. And if anybody's offended by my verbiage, there's an X at the top. Push it, cause this is my page.
Exactly, girl. No, I get it, and people are that whole cancel culture thing, and yeah, some stuff does fall through if like some of the corporations, they're strictly family and they don't
Yeah.
want nothing, no distractions. So
You keep your head up, Macy, and you stand in your conviction. And I promise you, God, nobody can stop God. God will move those people out your way, right in their face. He will move them out your way and bring something bigger and better to you, because what you did, lady, was spoke from the heart, and you spoke very truthfully, and it was so genuine. I'm telling you, I heard what you said. Change your parts don't make you a woman, but I will respectfully call you in anything that you want. That is the most important statement to me right there, because that's all we ever fought for, was respect, to be addressed as ma'am or she, or if you're a trans man, he or sir. But this young generation is batshit crazy, and I said it, and I see their comments on here. Y'all know I don't care. Y'all know mother does not care what you think or say, because I am the baddest bitch in the room, always.
I believe it. No, that's good. I'm glad we're talking about this.
Yes, and I want to know what's next for you. What's your next project?
I got an album coming out August 10th. It's called The Reset, and that song I played on the Today Show, that's out now.
Okay.
And I have 3 other songs out. It's just a new project I'm doing called Macy Gray Club. And we have 3 songs out right now.
So let me ask you a question, Macy. If you were invited, this is just a hypothetical question, to CNN or a major platform, or the Today Show, or with Gayle King, or even Oprah, with some other trans people, to sit down and have a conversation, not only just you, because then I would feel like you'd be on attack, but some other people who feel like you feel, with some other trans people, do you think that you would want to possibly go into that if they're going to come correct and have a conversation with you?
Do I want to what? Say it again.
Do you think that if you were invited to be on a major platform, Gayle or Oprah or something like that, CNN, to have a conversation, a town hall per se, with a couple of trans people and you yourself as a woman, and maybe Angela King and some other, just to show people that we can bridge this gap and make it an even skill? Do you think that that would work, or do you think that they are too angry?
No, I think it's a process. I think some people would appreciate that. I think some people would still not get it, and I think some people are very comfortable in their hate. They're very comfortable with discrimination and disrespect and not understanding. You know how they say ignorance is bliss. You know, so I think there's some people, no matter what you tell them and no matter what you do, they're still gonna hate.
I love that. I love what you said. Some people are so comfortable in their hate. I love that, because it's the truth. It is the truth.
Yeah. So
Let me tell you the hypocrisy of my community, Miss Macy. They so crazy to me sometimes. About 4 or 5 years ago, they were fighting with women over a tampon, that they were not on a tampon box. What the hell do we need with a tampon box? We have nothing to use a tampon for, except you can pull it out to fool somebody if you pass it as a woman. Some shit is just not worth fighting over. And this is what they do. They need something to keep them relevant, to keep them on top, to keep them in the know, to keep them in the loop. It is ridiculous to me. People, and most young gay and trans people, the first person they came out to when they were young and a kid was a biological girl. Most of us have come out to a girl, but then we find out gayism or our transgenderism, and then we're better than you. I'm better than you. I'm more woman than you. You are not. You are not. It's ridiculous. And I said it, so come after me.
So let me ask you something. I do have a question. So when you transition, what's the process of that? Like, what all do you have to do?
So when I transitioned, I was way young. I was 20 years old. I went to a doctor, to a PD, to get hormone therapy, to get injections, to take pills. We had a pill back then called Inave. Girl, grow you some titties in 2 weeks. All the girls was taking Inave. It slowed your beard down, and that was the thing. But we had a different breeding of talking to each other, to giving each other information on where you should go, how you should do things, and woo woo woo. This generation they use all this terminology, and they go to these activists and to all of these people who use all these big words and all this, and it confuses the youth to me. Because here's my take: if you hate your genitalia and who you are before your transition, you're going to hate it after your transition. You have to like you before you can learn to love you. I liked me. I liked the other me, and then when I became Flame Monroe, I loved that woman. I loved who she was. My catchphrase is he, she, we. I gotta get you a fan. This is my pronoun right here, Miss Macy. He cash a check, she make the money, we spend it. Same bitch said it, same nigga is it. Did you see that? He, she, we. You should make up me a song for that. He, she, we. He cash a check, she make the money, we spend it. But they don't have these information. Right now, they're so busy talking at you as I'm speaking to you. I learned from older queens. I listened. They taught me what not to do, what silicone to get put in my hips, what breast implants doctor to go to, not just anywhere, because everybody doesn't care about you. And we had doctors back in my youth that actually cared about the trans girls and cared about the trans boys, because it made us comfortable with them. We could talk to them and say, hey, I'm having a discharge, or I'm having a pain in my left side. They don't have that anymore. They listen to these so-called celebrities that's on the internet, and thank you, LeBron James, for boxing it up and saying that everybody on the goddamn internet is famous. But they listen to all these people who give them wrong information, and then they do something wrong, and then they get angry with everybody else because they made a mistake. The youngs don't listen. The olders listen. We listen. The elders listen to hear.
And then what? So what made you want to be a woman?
I don't want to be a woman. I'm a wonderful female impersonator and very happy with being a female impersonator.
So what made you want to take the hormones?
Oh, because I wanted to, because before I had children, I got 3 kids, Macy, 19, 18, and 15. Before I had kids, I lived as a woman all day. I lived the life as a woman. But I always knew that I was a trans woman. I always accepted that because that was respectful to me. And I started in comedy 20 years ago. So the names that I was called, if my DNA wasn't strong, they would have chased me out the game because they were horrible to me in the comedy game. The straight men, and because I never did comedy in the gay clubs, I did comedy in the heterosexual clubs. I wanted to be mainstream. So I had to take it, what they were giving me, but what it did was toughen me to understand that if you allow people to meet you where you are on their terms organically, it works. I didn't go in force and say, I'm Flame Monroe, I'm transgender, you gonna take me, you gonna accept me. I waited for you to come and allow you to be comfortable in my space, because I'm so comfortable being me that I'm going to make you comfortable being around somebody like me. That's what they haven't learned yet. And I just wanted, I felt my femininity. I never felt comfortable just as a man. I always wanted to dress up and look pretty, and I couldn't sing. I wasn't no great dancer, but I was a funny bitch. I always knew I was a funny bitch. So this was my stick, and when I dressed up and got on stage, it was such a shock value to the audience, and the prettier I got, the more they received me. So that is what made me want to be a woman. I wanted to live as a woman. Then I decided I wanted to have some children, and I wanted my children to have a fair shake in life. So I digressed from dressing up. I didn't get rid of my tits or anything, but during the daytime when I had to go to PTA and I had to go to school with my children, I had to take them around to other friends and play dates, I had to be as masculine as possible to make other people's children comfortable, and other people, because my kids knew who I was, but you have to break down other people to make them understand who you are and your lifestyle. And you know, they would Megan's Law me, they would research me to make sure I wasn't a pedophile, which I thought was great. But when they got so comfortable with me, Macy, it's like, and these were mostly Caucasian because my kids' friends are mostly Caucasian. They just would come to my house and hang out. They got comfortable with me because I allowed them to take the time to get comfortable with me. I didn't rush in and say, take it, take it, take it. Take your time. I ain't going nowhere. That's how I felt.
So like, where do you think it's at as far as like trans being accepted right now? Like,
Oh, that's a great question. I actually, Macy, think that we're going backwards as opposed to going forward. And let me tell you why. Growing up in the 80s and 90s, it wasn't that we knew our place, but we knew how to be placed. This new generation is so hell-bent on, see me, I'm going, and my belief, my words, and I'm going to get in trouble on this one. If you gave this younger generation of LGBT every law and every bill they wanted passed, it would never be enough. It's never enough for them. It is never fucking enough. They always are disgruntled and angry and want to fight. I think that if we get the right players on the trans side, on the gay side, and on the heterosexual side, bring these players to the table with level hands and an open mind and have a real conversation, things can be changed. But the problem is the gay community keeps sending the wrong, disgruntled, angry trans bitches to the table. I said it. That's ready with their arms folded. They got their mouth powdered out. You came with an attitude already. So you're never going to hear what the other side has to say. It's a give and give situation. You give me something, I'm gonna give you something, so we can both take away learning something new. It's I don't know. I think we're going backwards, Macy. I don't think that we're going forward. And I think that what they're doing now with this, even with you and blacklisting me and trying to blacklist Dave and all, you're pushing a community that is ready to come to the table and make change, real change, away because you're coming on so angry, so strong, and so bitter. It's kind of jacked up, honestly. It really is.
So, so, so you said it's going backwards. So how do you get it back on track? What do you think?
Ooh. By people standing in their truth and speaking their mind honestly, like you did when you said that I don't see you may change your parts, but I will respectfully call you, because what you showed people is that I see you, I hear you, I respect you, but you're not going to change my mind on what I believe this is or that is, and that's okay. And that's what the problem is. They don't want to allow other people to have an opinion. When you are an ally, now I'm gonna give you a prime example, Macy. I was when the story first broke and I put the thing out. A comedian named Samson McCormick, a gay comedian, very famous, came on my page and was like, I didn't hear anything wrong what Macy said. The young trans girls got right up under his page and was like, you're not trans. You don't have nothing to say. This has nothing to do with you. But he is an openly gay comic. He is part of the community. So now he doesn't have an opinion because he's not an ally of what you said. It's bullshit. That's what it is. And I'm allergic to bullshit. I'm allergic to being broke and bullshit. Those are two things I'm allergic to.
You are funny.
Baby, we got to get the right players, Macy, to fix this. And we got to fix it before it gets completely out of pocket. I think Anderson Cooper would be great to bring it to the table. Plus, you know I love Anderson Cooper. I got a crush on Anderson Cooper.
I know. I used to watch him. I followed him during the pandemic. That's why I always, because he always was like, said what was happening. But anyway.
Well, let me tell you, do me a favor. Before you get off, I want you to tell your daughter that I said thank you for sitting you down as a younger generation to actually talk to you and say, Mom, hey, this is how this is feeling, and let's just not rectify it, but let's just make it smooth. Because this is what I'm talking about. The older generation can learn from the younger generation when the younger generation comes respectfully. Your daughter came to you out of respect. Plus, she probably knew you would have jacked the Macy. You look like you get that old school whoopings. I had some of them old school.
Oh my God, I'm terrible. I'm a terrible mean parent. I wish I was.
No, don't do. Black children need to be loved and nurtured and spoiled as much as they can, because the world will not spoil us black folks. The world is jacked up, especially America, and I see it. So be mad if you want to. I don't give a damn. I ain't talking to you, Macy. I'm talking to them. But yeah, we have to educate. And when I say educate, it's not I'm teaching you my terminology. I'm teaching you how I feel. I'm speaking to you as a human being, and you speaking back to me as a human being. That was the beauty of what Dave Chappelle did on The Closer. He referred to this white trans girl as she wasn't funny, but she was his friend because he sat down with somebody who didn't look like him, who didn't dress like him, who he wouldn't see in his everyday life. They had a conversation just like you and I are having, and then he considered her his friend. Macy, I hope when this conversation is over, when you leave and say, you know what, that flame is my friend, that would make my day, Macy Gray, because then I know that you heard me.
I definitely heard you. Like I said, I'm learning, and I think that's important. I'm glad I'm learning about. But I don't walk up to people and not respect them at first, regardless of whether it's but because people have so much going on. That's the thing. Most people are really interesting, great people. It's
Yeah.
just that you get all bogged down by what people say,
Yeah.
what's going on in the world, and that messes you up. But no, yeah. What my daughter told me was like changed everything for me, and because everybody can relate to that. Everybody can relate to putting your all your energy into something that you want to do, and then somebody come along and say, it's still not good enough. You're still not there. Everybody knows what that feels like. So, so now I know not to use those words. I know not to say it in that way where people don't where people might take it that way.
Well,
That's
well, I don't want you to beat yourself up about that, Macy, because I'm telling you,
yeah.
from the generation with my demographic and some of the younger people, they heard the respect of what you said. Even if you would have said you're a beautiful trans woman, that's no disrespect because they are a beautiful trans woman or a beautiful trans man. They don't even want to hear that now you got to be a woman. That is not how the world works. And I know you guys want to change it and make it what you want it to be. But if every time you forget that you're a goddamn what you are sexually, go pee.
Go to the toilet.
Go pee.
Go.
And remind yourself that that is shaken and not stirred. And be mad at me because you know I'm ready for it.
No, but Flame, I'm gonna tell you something, and this is why I know I'm not full of shit. When I was coming up, there was what, and I'm from Canton, Ohio, which is a small city. It's like a factory town, and there was this trans. She was, and this is when I was a kid, so that was must have been the 80s. So anyway, she was trans in this really small city. She did hair, and she had people gave her the hardest time, and people would go to the salon, and they wouldn't want her to do their hair, but she stayed, like she stayed. She kept doing hair, and she kept showing up, and she would go out, like, knowing all the criticism and the comment she was gonna get. She would get up every day. She would do her thing anyway. Like we'd have, like in Canton, if there's one barbecue, the whole city is there. Like all the black people are at that barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just always remember that she always showed up anyway. She never backed down. She was never scared, and so, and that just taught me a lot. That set an example for me as a person. To not let nobody, um, stop you from whatever your journey is,
Yeah.
to get in the matter or tell you what it should be. But I know she had, especially back then, she had a really, really hard time, and what was inspirational about her was she kept coming back. She
Yeah.
wasn't embarrassed. And so that's what I mean. I'm fascinated by that. I'm a huge admirer of courage. That
Yeah.
takes that takes a commitment, a conviction.
Yeah. And I love that story, Macy. I love that story. And I love that you learned that lesson from that, because my favorite movie is The Wizard of Oz. And I talk about the lessons of The Wizard of Oz. We all need a brain and a heart and the courage to get back home, especially in these times with black people in this country. Because your brain makes you understand that you're thinking for you, but your courage makes you stand in your conviction. And your heart is what you need to see other people and feel other people and help other people. I love the story, and I love that you learned that. That's what that era of Queen, which is probably my era, we have a different DNA because we couldn't run away. We didn't have organizations to run to tell us that we were better than, or we were with this and we were that. We had to stay in it, deal with it, be strong, and keep it moving so we can help the next generation coming behind us. But they don't. This younger generation, these demographics are not like that. They are somewhere else. They're something else. They're something special.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we talked.
Macy, I am over the moon with joy, happy that you spoke with me. Thank you so much. I know you're leaving town. Have a safe flight. Make all the money. We will invest. What's the name of the new song?
The new song is called Every Night, and the album is August 10th, and it's called The Reset.
And we can find the album on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, all of that.
Yeah, and you're gonna love it. It's probably one of the best albums I've ever heard.
Oh, I love to hear you say that. I love to hear you say that.
Even if I hadn't made this album, I would still say it's one of the best albums.
Okay now. What we getting? We getting a little hip hop. We getting a little groove. I love your groove. I love when you groove, Macy, because I'm old.
Yeah. No, it's gonna make you feel good. It's an album. It's gonna make you happy. It's gonna make you think about stuff. You're gonna be able to, just chill out. Those albums where you can like smoke weed while you listen. You can clean the house. It's one of those albums that.
I don't smoke weed, but that's probably the only thing I don't do.
Not referring to you, just everybody else.
Macy Gray, my fans, y'all follow Macy at Macy Gray. Thank you for coming on to have a conversation, a grown woman conversation with a grown trans woman. See how respectful that was? A grown woman having a conversation with a grown trans woman. Nobody's feelings are hurt. This is how we're going to fix this. We're going to fix this, Macy. I'm looking for my he, she, we song. Remember that. He cash a check, she make the money, we spend it. I'm waiting on it, Macy. I'm waiting on it. Thank you, my beautiful sister, and I still stand with you, for you, and by you, and I appreciate you. Peace, Macy Gray.
Thank you. I see you.
Thank you, love. Y'all follow Miss Macy Gray. Oh, that was a nice conversation. Oh, my God. Did you guys enjoy that flame mess? Now I got to get some people on here. Y'all come on and talk to me, because there's some mad bitches in the comments. Not this one. This one ain't mad. This might be, you know, right here. This might be. I won't call her that because, you know, she'll fight me. But this might be right here. This might be right here. Where you at, lady? I just sent you a thingy thing. Okay, there she is. This might be right here. What's up, lady?
Hey, I like this new color. You
No.
feeling flaming hot, Cheeto hot?
I was feeling. I knew you was coming on, so I wanted to put on some pretty hair for you, Angela.
I am so glad that you had Macy Gray on to just tell her that she is not alone. And the cancel culture is just horrible. And you can imagine what they would do to Macy Gray when they telling people like me, own mothers, we don't know who we gave birth to, what we gave birth to, when we gave birth. It's just getting bad. And I think that, like you say, and that's one of the reasons why I have so much respect for you, because you live in your truth, right? It's all about being who you are. Well, you know, being born a man, whether you transition or not, is still a part of your being, and not being afraid to say that and to say, yes, I am a trans woman. I live my life this way, and I give respect to all women. That's how we keep the balance.
Yeah. So, Angela, were you listening when I said that maybe they could put together a town hall with Anderson Cooper moderating and you and Macy on one side and maybe some other females and then some trans women and some gays on the other side, but not the hostile bitches, not these angry bitches, bitches that want to listen so they can hear what you're saying and not at you, because most people come at you, Angela, as opposed to speaking to you. They don't know how intelligent you are. They also don't know how quick you are by the mouth. That heifer quick, y'all. Ooh, she gangsta by the mouth.
But I think a town hall would be good, but a town hall that gives us solution and resolution, not one where we just going up and reading each other down.
Yeah.
Because we already know we got some readers in the gay community and over here. We can do that all day.
Yeah.
But find real resolution, because like you say, things are going too far. I mean, it just really is. And I'm going to tell you something, because I have to be honest with you, and we always talk about how me and you, we just can't do politics at all. But when you hear these people talking about wanting to overturn gay rights, now I am not against gay adults being married. I was raised by an aunt who been with a woman my whole life, and she never did nothing but love me and take care of me and help me. She never harmed me. But the reason why they're talking about that is because what's going on with children. You know what I'm saying? It's like what's going on in this school, and the fact that you forcing this stuff, and we all getting away from common sense. So it's like when they get ready to start coming at the gay rights, it ain't the same people like you and the rest of them that know, hey, yeah, I live my life like this, but I know the difference between a man and a woman, and I'm not trying to teach this to nobody. Children, we all know when it comes to our sexuality, we gonna figure that out. And none of us need nobody to help us figure out what type of sex we like, and if they did, they probably was a pervert and didn't have no business helping us figure that out. Because I had somebody help me at 5 years old. Talking about love is love. No, hell it ain't. No, hell it ain't. I don't love my children or my niece or my nephew like I love my man. It's a difference in love. So I think that the LGBTQ community, y'all got to get more active, and you need more people standing with you to say, hey, you know, that's not what we represent. This is who we are over here. Because it went from LGB. I remember when it was LGB. It done went from LGB to LGBTQ plus PIA minus the Y to Z. Child.
Look, don't worry. I'm part of it. I don't know all them acronyms either. Shit, I don't know. I stopped at G. LG, LGB. Because to be honest, and I'm part of the community, the T is so far away. And I'm telling you, they treat us in the community. Let me be very transparent. The gay community treats the trans like we are fucking on the outside burner, outside the farm. We're not even allowed to come to the farm unless it's a party or a benefit or something to help them raise money. So yeah, I get it. I'm sorry that my young trans sisters don't get that because they so forceful. They want to be seen and heard and woo woo woo. That's not how it happens. It happens organically. Angela, when you and I first talked, girl, we weren't hostile, but we weren't here. We talked and we are here. We were here, but now we are here. That's the only thing that needs to happen.
That's it. And I think that when they lump everything together, it makes it seem like when these people are attacking other people and canceling them, that it's the entire community, and it's not the entire community. And I even had this conversation with my child because a lot of people was trying to say, "Oh, you homophobic, you don't accept your child for being gay." And I wanted them to know that this has gone beyond gay. There's a difference between being gay and a difference in transgender. You can be a gay man all you want and know that you like men, but then you can tell me that you're no longer a man and you're a woman and you want to go looking into having operations and stuff that change your body. I think it's a difference between gay and transgender. But again, anybody as an adult should have the right to do whatever they want to do. I'm not against any type of adults, but I think when people started comparing my issue with my child, they forgot that I was a mother and it was me against the entire world. And then most of the transgenders I know, keeping it real, they still got their wangs. Like, that's what make them special, honey. You can go look and see them all on Pornhub, some of the biggest stars out there, right? And they still got it. So why you upset with me? Because I wanted my child to keep the part that my child was born with. I'm a mama. I ain't no fan. I ain't no friend. I'm a mama, baby. I live and die for you. So we got to get back on the being able to communicate, being able to tell the truth, and stop trying to cancel people when they don't agree, because we're not going to all agree.
No, we're not. No, and we're not going to all agree. Not ain't got nothing to do with being gay, black, white, fat, skinny. You just don't always agree with people, and it's okay to have an opinion. But I love what you said about the Angela, because Angela, let me tell y'all. So Angela was off target because she thought that once you became transgender that you naturally cut off your piece. This is what she learned from me. This is what she learned from me. You don't, honey. Not only do you not cut it off, it gets used often.
You can't use it, and that's the part they're not telling, and that's just kind of what I'm against. I'm against the genital mutilation part of it. But like I said before, we've watched black men entertain as women and been entertained. We watched Martin Lawrence with Sinead. We watched what's the name, Jamie Foxx with Wanda. We watched Tyler Perry
become a billionaire. Become a billionaire wearing dresses.
This is what I'm telling you, and it was okay, right? So I can live with that, but I can't live with you telling me you what I am, and I know I pushed you out my behind. It don't work like that. I remember being on the table. You might not, but I do.
Well, I was never on the table, dear. I was in the room doing this. Ooh.
You put somebody on the table.
I did, but I was in the room doing this. You know, Angela, you just made a very valid point. Damn it, I just lost my train of thought laughing at your ass. But until my trans sisters give biological women respect as women, givers of life, and their mothers, because they keep hollering, a woman is a social construct. Bitch, my mama's name is Valerie. My mama's name ain't no goddamn social construct. And if you called her a social construct in my presence, you gonna meet the nigga that's up under this wig. So
and not only that, but when we say we in this fight, right? Like this Black Lives Matter, this struggle for this black life that we've included all these things in. Let's not forget the struggles of our mothers, because it's not a fact that a lot of us grew up in one-parent homes and didn't have fathers that were in the home and that were active. And we watched these women struggle, and they did what they had to do. And we might didn't have everything we wanted, but we had everything that we needed. Let's not forget the work that these women put in to raise us, whether we grew up to be gay, straight, no longer claiming to be black or whatever. How do we erase the women that gave birth to us and raised us? They are deserving of all of the respect.
Amen, Angela. I completely agree with you on that. I do. I'm telling you. That's why I'm telling you, when me and Angela first talked, I was mad at her daughter. I was mad at her kid because of what I say. She can live however she want to live, but don't disrespect your fucking mama. That is disrespect. I don't like that. I didn't like that part. And JB, a fan of mine, her mama told me, but don't disrespect your mama. If you don't want to deal with your mother, then don't speak to your mother. But don't talk crazy to your mama.
And I had to realize too, like I played a role in that mouth too. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to realize my role in it and how I raised my children and how you done set up here and watch your mama be one of the strongest people in the world and read anybody and go do what she says she gonna do when she do it. Jay is the same way, right? And so I have to say, look, you know, I can appreciate the fact that you are bold enough to live your life the way you want to live your life, right? Regardless of how I feel or how anybody feels. But we still got to have that balance because, you know, sometimes when it comes to some of these children, can't nobody get them together but the one that created them.
That's
You
the
know what I'm
truth.
saying? So
That's
if
the
I
truth.
am, you know, handling Jay, I promise you can't nobody handle Jay but me. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just appreciate people that understood that this was a mother and a child. This wasn't two enemies going at each other. This was a mother and a child, and the love is there. It need to be worked out, and there are plenty of families going through this.
Yeah.
They're just not being open and honest about it.
Yeah. Oh, Angela, thank you so much. I'm looking at the comment. I'm seeing somebody say, "Well, what about the black struggle?" First of all, let me check you real quick. If you're black and you're gay, don't come at me talking about the black struggle with the gay struggle. Ahmaud Arbery was not killed because he was running down the goddamn streets with rainbow shorts and a unicorn flag. He was killed because he had on his black skin, just like I got on mine, just like you got on yours. If the police pull me over, I don't care how I look. They don't see my trannyism. They don't see my gayism. They see this black skin and hit his black mouth. That's what they hear. You got to put that to the side. Let me tell you why y'all wrong on this. Because you holler, I'm gay first and then I'm black. You're not. You know how many white gays marched on January the 6th at the Capitol? Because they remember that they're white first and they wanted to stay in power. Then they were gay. And that ain't no, we ain't gonna get into politics because me and Andrew go at them. But it was plenty of gay men and women out there marching on January the 6th because that's what their agenda.
Let's remember we black. It's for our LGBT community because when AIDS hit, somehow it only attacked the black community. They know the difference between black and white then. All
Oh,
these
and we were raised, Angela, when AIDS first hit, they told us it's a white man's disease. You can only catch it if you go to the bathhouses. I was never a bathhouse bitch, but I knew a lot of people, my friends was, I'm like, y'all went to the bathhouse? And it was a lie. It was all a fucking lie.
Because they know how to genetically, and I ain't finna get this thing tagged, but they know how to make stuff that attack us just because of our skin. So this hate and this black struggle that we going through, it's because of the color of our skin. It ain't got nothing to do with whether you gay, whether you straight. It's because of the color of your skin. And that's the same thing I said about when it comes to, you know, the foundational black Americans. If you are in America, you being discriminated against because of the color of your skin. Ain't nobody asking you if you the descendant of a slave or none of that. Although I do believe that reparations need to be given to the community. Because if y'all got all of these billions of dollars to send overseas, do something in this community for these people. Like, why are we still have poverty-stricken communities? If y'all got billions and billions of dollars to send overseas, I don't get it. So we need to all come together as a people and stop being divided. Like, they find ways to make us hate each other.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't work with Angela because she a Republican and we Democrats. Oh, we can't work with Angela because she's straight and we gay. Oh, we can't work with Angela because we got money. She ain't got enough money as we got. No, we have to stop finding all the things. Oh, we can't work with Angela because, you know, she a Christian and we don't believe in God over here. No, we got to come together and stop being divided.
Yeah.
So we can do what we need to do to preserve and protect the black race. That's
Yeah.
what it's about.
Yeah.
When you come out your mama behind, all we know is you black and what your sex is. All the rest of that stuff gonna come into play later on as your personality develops. But what we know for a fact, the moment that you are born, we know what color your skin is, and we know what you got in between your legs.
Guess what your birth certificate says? Sex male black or sex female black or whatever nationality you are. Anything else that you add on in your life, you did that. So Angela,
Yep.
mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you, girl. I gotta we gotta get a town hall. I want you on this town hall. I want you on the town hall. Because you evolved, Angela, you turned and you changed and you settled and you good. And I want you on that because you're gonna help somebody's mother and somebody's kid.
Let's do a town hall, but let's also do. God put on my heart to do a women's empowerment tour. We need to get in, and uplift some people, we need to do a women's empowerment tour because everything right now we see is about death and destruction. And baby, I'm tired. We need to uplift these people, and we need to show them that no matter what, we can rise above.
Girl, if you have a women empowerment movement and you invite a bunch of trans men, my nasty ass gonna be trying to smash everybody. So knock it off.
Y'all be confusing me. Not the trans men. The trans men is the women that want to be the men. We need to include this in the conversation because if y'all feel like y'all can cancel people, not you necessarily, but if there's a trans person out there saying, hey, I'm a woman, come help us understand how you're a woman. Come help us understand why mothers need to be canceled, why other women need to be canceled. Let's have that real conversation, and it can be something that's empowering because maybe we don't know. We gotta be missing something.
Yeah. Y'all follow Angela King on the Ash Show TV. She's a great politician. She's a great uplifter of her political party.
Let me tell y'all something. Angela is getting away from the political scene. I'm getting ready to be dedicated to the people, not the party.
Okay.
I can't do the work that needs to be done because it's just too many barriers that's in the way. Work needs to be done for the people. So I will still use my connects on the Republican side to make things happen that are positive for us and my connects on the Democrat side. But I got to be more about the people. Flame, I'm coming to LA in a couple weeks.
Come back. I'll be home. You come. You know you're welcome to come to my house. I want to ask you a question. Did you hear that Macy Gray said that I should run for president? Would you vote for me?
I'll vote for you because I know I have a job in your White House.
Okay.
I will vote for you. I can vote for anybody that I can work with, right? I can vote for it because at the end of the day, we're not going. Even if I'm a Republican, we're not gonna have a Republican president forever. We're not gonna have Democrat presidents forever. You got to learn to work with whoever is in the position of power at that time.
Yeah.
So if you running for president and it's you and Stacey Abrams, baby, you got my vote.
Oh, I'm gonna be the first lady, and I'm gonna be the president and the first lady. I'm gonna save this country a lot of money because in the daytime I'm wear a suit. At night I'm gonna be on the gown and show these titties. Oh my God, it's gonna be wonderful.
What's up under the skirt though? That's the part.
Hey, shh. Okay, I'm gonna block her. No, I'm just joking. I love you, Angela. Thank you for coming on. Real crazy self. Bye, lady. She's so crazy. Y'all follow Miss Angela Stanton King on Ask Show TV. Great commentary. Gives it to you in the raw and always real. And I appreciate that because I like it genuine and real. Thank you guys for joining me for Coffee Time today. I hope that someone in here heard the conversation, listened to hear and understand and not to respond and be angry. I see all you angry bitches in the comments. You know how I feel about you bitches that's mad. Kiss my dick in the face. But outside of that, thank you for all the other people who joined to hear a conversation that needs to be had, and it needs to be bigger and broader and come to the table with more understanding. When people who have a lot more juice than me or with Macy, we have to bring this world together because at the end of all of this, you may be black, you may be white, you may be gay, you may be fat, you may be skinny, you may be rich, you may be poor, but if you live in this country, we are all Americans. That's what we keep forgetting. We are all Americans. Jackie, you've been asking me to bring you on and bring you on. Okay, I'm gonna bring you on real quick before I get off, because that was my final message. I'm feeling like what's his name? What's the name? Jerry Springer. This is my final message. And look. Let me give y'all a little boobage, a little cleavage. Hi, Jackie. You've been asking me to bring you on for 20 minutes. What's happening? Talk to me.
How you doing today?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I just want to let you know you are a beautiful soul. You are a beautiful person. Every time I see you, you happy, you smiling. It don't matter who you are a happy person. And God made you who you are. And I want to let you know that.
Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm glad you listened in.
I mean, you are a wonderful person. I mean, your smile, your spirit. I mean, I feel your spirit.
Well, and I need that because you know I'm under attack. They're trying to get me. They're trying to get me.
Let me tell you something. Don't worry about who attacked you. You can reach people that I can't even reach. I want to reach. I want to meet people. You can reach people. Don't even worry about people.
Well, thank you, Jackie.
You know who you are.
Yeah. Thank you.
You know what type of person that God gave you. God gave you more power that people can't even get to. You can reach to these stars. You can reach to people that people can't even reach to. People are mad because of the fact that, you know why people mad? Because they are miserable.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are miserable because they can't be like you. And they come on this platform because they want to be like you.
Jackie, I don't know where you located.
I'm located in Virginia.
Oh,
Virginia
okay.
Beach.
Okay. Virginia Beach. I come there all the time. I used to come there and work at a club all the time, but I might be there for the comedy club soon. But thank you so much for those confirmation words, Jackie.
I want to meet you.
Okay, when I come, I'll make sure I let you know. You stay on the live. Keep following me. You'll know when I'm coming. Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. I receive all of that.
And just don't worry about people. Don't worry about people.
I don't.
People are miserable.
Yeah. Thank you, Miss Jackie. You be sweet. Y'all make sure y'all follow Jackie. That was sweet.
I want to meet you one day.
For sure, when I come there. I promise.
I'm going to send you my number.
Girl, don't do that. I ain't gonna call you. That is so. I don't call nobody. Girl, I call 3 or 4 people, the same 3 or 4 people every day. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Lauren was not able to be here with us today. Well, this is technically not Laugh and Learn. This was just coffee time, and I'm so glad that we had to have a conversation. That we had the opportunity to have a wonderful conversation and a very open forum with our very special guest, Miss Macy Gray, and my girl always, Angela Stanton King, who's going to come and give it to you. She going to box it up, dice it, and slice it, and slice it, baby. And I love it. I love her for it. Flamettes, I appreciate you guys. I got a birthday this week. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys this week on Thursday, but I'm going to be working all week, so I'm probably not going to be live at all. But I might go live tonight. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Y'all share this. I'm sure they already screenshot it. You trolls, you haters, get your numbers up on YouTube, Boo Boo Kitty. Because guess what? I never respond to nothing that you say. That means that you mean absolutely nothing to the flame. Peace. Cammy, come on. You right on time. Huh? Did you hear her say that? I asked Angela, I said, girl, would you vote for me? She said, yeah, because I never get a job. I said, bitch, that was the right answer.